Hello friends, welcome to the series Learn mQuery with me. My name is Vijay Perepa and in today's video I'm going to discuss about appending multiple tables into one table using mQuery in Power BI as well as in Excel. Please watch it. I'm using this workbook as an example for this video, having data into 3 different tables. All the tables are in the same spreadsheet, not necessary. You can have these tables into different sheets also in the same workbook. Another thing you need to notice, the column headers of each table are same and number of columns are same. Then appending is easy. Another thing what I did, I've converted each table into a dynamic table using Control L. You can use Control T also, that is a shortcut. And then now each table has certain properties, like it has got a table design and each table has a name. For example, this table name is 1, this table name is 2 and this table name is 3. So that I can recognize each table so that my mQuery will be much more easier. Now I'm going to use these 3 tables and I'm converting into one table by typing only 4 lines of code, and then I can start using that particular table. Moreover, whenever I update any of the tables, that table get updated automatically and then I can go ahead. Now let me explain how to go ahead with that. Before jumping into Power Query Editor, I need to have the complete name and path of the file, which I've already taken into a notepad. Let me copy that. Now let me get into Power BI and then Transform Data, Power Query Editor. Currently in Power Query Editor, there is no query. I need to deal with 3 different tables. So I'm going to create 3 queries. All the queries will be created with a single line of code. For that, I need to add a blank query first. Let me add a new blank query. So in that query, I need to jump into the advanced editor. So this is the code which I don't want to use now. Let me start with fresh. So and then I need to give the source variable. So my source, you can type anything, equal. The source is coming from Excel workbook and the file contents are in this file. After that, I need to define what I'm taking and what is the name of that. I'm taking a table. The table name is 1. For that, I need to create a list. Within that, I need to give the attributes. Sometimes that code will go like this. Let me have the square bracket here and then attributes. I'm taking an item equal 1, that is a table name, and the kind, the nature of the data is table. Now this is good. I think I have written something wrong here. It has to be like this and it has to be like this. Let me type it again for your convenience. So I'm opening a square bracket, a curly bracket, then square bracket, curly bracket, because it is a list, and within that I need to give the parameters. So let me just do it like this so that it is easy for me to write. First is the item. So item equal 1, and then it is a kind of table, and let me bring them here back. That is good now. So I don't have any issues with this. So my source equal excel.workbook file contents, given it no extra brackets. Sometimes I get to do that. So now I need to get the data from it. So this is the code, and after that I need to say I need to stop at a step, that is the nature of mQuery. To understand that, I've already discussed this point in one of the videos. You can watch that. So that is my source. Now let me copy this entire line. It's a single line code, and then I can just say yes, done. This will create a table. Now you have all the contents are coming here. Now only thing is I need to create another query, change 1 to 2 and then another table. Let me do that. Let me go to new blank query Again, I'm just getting into the advanced editor, remove this, add the lines, just change 1 to 2 because it's a second table. Now if I press done, the second table will be created. Again, new source and then blank query. Advanced editor, there, paste the code. Now again, this is 3. And then just press done. So the third query is coming. To understand what the data is actually coming, if you see query 3 is showing invoice 1 onwards till 20th invoice. Query 2 is showing, the names were not given properly, that is why it is coming. Otherwise, the data is completely coming. Now I'm done with adding the tables. So as I said, it is very easy to get the data inside because I'm not doing any cleaning process. All the data is good. First, let me combine them. Let me make one table. For that, again, one more line. To combine these 3 queries or tables, I need to have another blank query. There I'm writing a single line of code. It will be done. So the names of the tables are queries. Let me add a new blank query. And then let me go to advanced editor. Then I'm keeping the code as it is. Let me remove these double quotes. And then it is a combining activity. So table.combine. And then it is a list. So it is query 1. No need to type it. I'm just typing query Q and then I'm getting the list from the IntelliSense and I'm just adding it with tab so that there is no mistake in the typing. So now query 1, query 2, query 3, this to be combined. Now let me press done. This creates the 4th query having all the data. But I want to take this data in a sorted manner. First, let me sort this, the invoice date in the ascending order, and then I want to add one index column. I have some necessity, which I'll tell you while creating the report. So the name of the column is invoice date. Let me copy this because this is required. So now let me jump into the advanced data because I need to sort this column. So I need to add a comma because next step is started. So now I'm actually dealing with the columns. So hash within double quote sort equal. There I need to write table dot sort. And then the first step, I need to give the table name, source, comma, the name of the column. It has to be a list. And then name of the column within double quotes is invoice date, comma, order is ascending because the old date on the top, new date in the down. After that, I need to give one more step, that is add within double quotes, add index column. You can type it in a free way. It is a text to be user defined text, and you can write in a free way. Equal table dot add index column. It is there, open bracket. Now it has to be like sort, and then the column name you can give as index or something like that. I'm just giving index only. You can give any name, and then initial value will be 1, and then the increment, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1. So I'm done with it. So this is the code, and the last step will be this. I'm just copying this. Source will be this. Now let me generate the final table. If I press OK, you can see the data sorted in a proper manner, and it is sorted from top to bottom, 1, 2, 1, 6, 1, 7, and then you have an index column added to it. So we have done the modeling with Power Query Editor and using mQuery. So while explaining, I took little time, but when you doing for yourself, hardly 4 lines of code. Rather, I have added 2 more lines because I wanted to do the sorting and index number. Otherwise, only 4 lines of code you will be able to complete this process within a matter of few seconds, and then you can start analyzing the data. Now one small issue, we have duplicate data. If I take this all these tables to the report, then I'll be having an issue because I'm having duplicate data. I don't want to take this query 1, query 2, query 3 into the report, but I want to take only query 4 because query 4 is the table which is having all 3 tables. Let me rename this table first. This is sales, whatever name you can give. And I'm just making these 3 tables as dormant tables. Right click, enable load off. Right click, enable load off. Right click, enable load off. What happens? These 3 tables will now stay back here, but they will be talking to the source data, and any changes happens in the source data, that is Excel, translate that information to the sales, and only this guy is now representative of the report and he'll be traveling to the report view. Let me close and apply. Now you'll be seeing only one table here, not the 4 tables, that is sales. Now let me explain why I have created index column. For that, first I need to add a visual table. There I am adding the invoice number, and then let me have amount. If you look at the sort, it is 1, 10, 11, etc. It has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So let me go to the grid and increase the size of the text to 13 so that you can read it properly. So it is 1, 10, etc. So let me unselect everything and then select the invoice number, that is the text. Sort this by index number so that it will give you the proper sort. But still the sort is not so good because the index column is created based on the date sort. Date has got certain duplicate values. That is why the sort has gone little here and there, because the index column has to be created much more better way. But we have created, and it is actually giving you the proper information. Only in this case it is going off, otherwise it is giving a complete information. That is the reason we have to create a index column as well. So now let me change the data in the source data. You have got only one table, which is sales, which is appended through the 3 tables, and those 3 tables are not in the model, they are in the query editor only. They are in the dormant condition. Now let me go to Excel and then add one extra information. Let me just add the same line, just change the invoice number and change the value to 10,000. So currently what is the value? Value is 376860. So I have added 10,000. So it has to be 386860 automatically. Let me save this. I need to save the Excel file because there is a change happened. And I need to intimate Power BI that I have done a change. Please refresh it. I'm just refreshing it. Now you can see the value automatically changed to 386860 because that source data is got connected with the tables which are in dormant condition, and they are getting the data and they are intimating to the sales table, and then accordingly update is happening. So in this way you can actually create a quick model using mQuery and then accordingly start creating your reports very easily. Now let us jump into Excel and see whether we can do the same thing or not. I don't want to type the code again. Let me borrow the code. Let me go to Power Query Editor and take the advanced editor, not this one. Let me go to the first code, advanced editor, and then copy this and opening a new Excel workbook. In this I need to go to data, then get data, launch Power Query Editor. There I need to add a new source and then other sources, blank query. And then one query created. There I need to get into advanced editor, remove this code and add that code and press done. The first query is created. Again another query. There again advanced editor, paste it. Now it will be 2, not 1. So you can see the code, the same code I am typing. Now if I say done, second table ready. Again new source, blank query. There advanced editor. There I am replacing the code and saying it is not 1, it is 3. and if I press done, this is also created. Now let me borrow the second code. Go to the advanced editor. Let me cancel it. Go to the sales, select advanced editor, and then copy this entire code. Let me go to Excel, where we have the Power Query editor. Now create another blank query, there advanced editor, and then let me add it. Now same code I'm using, nothing different, and say done. Now you have the data sorted and the index column is created. Now here in Excel I cannot make them in a dormant condition. That availability is not there, so you can't do that. So only thing is I'm not using them anyway. So I'm using only the query 4, and I'll rename this as sales, and let me close and load to. Now I'm actually loading to create connection only, and rather add this data to the model if I wanted to use in the Power Pivot option. So let me say okay. Now this data is getting loaded. Now there is a sales option is available. Now I can create the reports very easily. Just I'll press Alt NV, and then I'll be using the same model and say okay. Now you'll see all the models are coming, all the tables are coming, where I will be adding the invoice number, and then amount. You have the data ready. So that way you can manage here also. Hope you understood the concepts discussed in this video and you liked it. If you have any questions, please mention them in the comment section. I'll try to help you. And if you like it, please share with many, because many wanted to know mQuery and they may not know about this video. If you share with them, they will also get this knowledge. And please don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, because I'm uploading many such videos on Power Query Editor and mQuery. I'm talking about many basics and as well as advanced topics. To get notified, you should be subscribed. If already subscribed, I'm very happy for that. Thank you very much.